nail in your baseboard? Okay, well, what I like to do is I like to find the studs and then, say, like on a floor like that, mark them with some tape. And then you know exactly where to punch into. So there's two ways to find your studs. Probably the easiest way is to get a stud finder, a tool similar to this, and go along until it beeps. Sort of like this one. Okay, and then go the other way. So you have to go one way and the other way to kind of determine where it starts and stops. So I'd make a little mark there with a pencil or whatever, or tape, and then go back like that. And that shows me that the stud is between these 2 points, which if I follow that down is right there. And then you can go along, roughly every 16 inches to find your studs that way. Now, if you don't have a stud finder, what's the other method? Well, it's the old hammer and nail trick, or a screwdriver. You take a screw gun and a screw, and you make some basic assumptions that you know that somewhere down the line studs are going to be on 16-inch centers. So, like a lot of these, you find a reference point if it's not on one wall or the other, but see if you can find a 16-inch. Like this one here, there's a 16 inches from the wall. And then you screw into the wall, not too low, but not above where the width of your trim, but say behind the wall. You go in there and screw and see if your screw hits anything. And if it misses, there's nothing there. And then you just kind of have to do that. So like on this wall, like on that wall there, that's 8, so sometimes you have to hit and miss until you find one. So you have to keep doing it until you find it. And then once you find one, then you can kind of make some assumptions about your 16 inches. Now, one good trick is to locate your outlet box, because on one side or the other, usually on this side, there's going to be one there. So there's a good chance at 16 on either side, there's going to be a stud, right? So then you can start your layout from there to find them. Your other reference point is your windows, doors. There's always going to be a couple. There's going to be one there, and there's always going to be one there. So you know there's something always there, and that's how you locate your studs if you don't have any fancy tools. And of course, like I said, getting it started, sometimes it's a hit and miss, so you just kind of have to find a good reference point to start from. So like here's a wall here, so you know there's a stud there. Anyways, but primarily the idea is to mark them, and then you know where to shoot your nails in your baseboard. Now, of course, you can always nail on the bottom, because behind the wall there's always a 2x4 plate. But in these homes where there's been lots of remodels and floors get added up, multiple subfloors and floors layered, like in this house, there's only a 1/2 inch where I'd actually get if I was just to nail into the bottom. So that's why on this project it's important to find it where the studs are.